Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today, this is going to be the continuation of Kill the Crows. Not necessarily part 2 because, it doesn't really feel like that kind of series, right? It's just one of those things that you play, get as far as you can get, and that's about it. This time around, well, hold on. Last time, I said that if there was a story here, I would like to be able to uncover it and tell and share. And sure enough, there is. It's not necessarily told throughout the gameplay, but it's given to you piecemeal, like little breadcrumbs, right? You get it from unlocking items, guns, and I guess you could just call it the vision, right? Like your Deadeye power. So that's what this video is going to be. It's going to be a look into the story told by the add-ons and all the other items you can unlock through playing the game, as well as a run to about 500-ish. Because that every time you meet a boss fight, every 100 kills, you get a tidbit of information. So, without further ado, let's check out those items and uncover the story. Okay, so getting into the story, we will start with a look at the passives because they don't seem to carry a direct link to our character, Isabella. However, they do have little tidbits of world building information. So let's take a look. We'll be starting with the Rusty Spur. A spur used by horsemen. As the world twisted, conventional horse breeds neared extinction, rendering this relic of a bygone era to lose its utility. Rifleman gloves. Highly pliable gloves that extend to the fingertips. They prevent burns when handling overheating firearms. Strange locket. A necklace designed for photo insertion. It holds an unknown power, and when exposed to starlight, it vibrates faintly. Leather bandolier. A must-have for adept gunfighters. This bandolier is worn around the waist, allowing for swift magazine replacement. Dipping tobacco. Tobacco powder contained within a cylindrical container. It is chewed for use, inducing an awakened state momentarily. It appears to be more than a simple mixture of tobacco. Old harmonica. A harmonica with several holes damaged. It was cherished by sentinels tasked with long-term posts, serving as a pastime. Functional oil. Snake oil sold by a faceless wandering merchant. It is claimed to have actual efficiency in enhancing physical abilities, but it is often results in the erosion of rationality. Improved boots. Tailored for delivery personnel covering long distances. They integrate a fine cowhide layer on the sole, allowing for faster movement. Crow Eye. A mysterious power gained from an accident a decade ago. On that day, they appeared wearing crow masks. It was during that very day that the town's sheriff was murdered and the church was set ablaze. Blue Constellation. The cultists conducted their ritual on every townsperson, regardless of their gender and age. These acts resembled torture more than rituals, persisting for several days. No one emerged unscathed from the harrowing ordeal. Growing hatred. Isabella, who was just a young girl at the time, also had her left eye gouged out under the guise of a ritual. The cultists discarded the bloodied corpses into the swamp. Isabella, too, was cast into a pit filled with corpses alongside her family. Cursed gaze. However, the ritual proved successful, and she stood as the lone survivor who endured through the rite. Isabella, her immortal eye burning brightly, fled from her hometown. The Peacebringer. The first handgun used by Isabella. Although a commonly seen model, it was favored especially by sheriffs due to its high reliability. It is the sole heirloom of Isabella's family. The Crimson, a ceremonial revolver once used by a long-lost cavalry. It was wielded by a boy Isabella encountered in the wastelands. The boy who saved Isabella's life handed her the gun and vanished across the crimson horizon. Pocket Cannon, a revolver with a cylinder and barrel modification to accommodate rifle rounds. It was wielded by the infamous outlaw who engaged in a duel with Isabella. This revolver was the spoils of that duel. Royal Gunsmith's Custom, a double-barreled revolver that fires shotgun shells from the lower barrels. It bears the mark of a royal gunsmith lost to time, disappearing alongside the kingdom. The gunsmith, upon observing Isabella's left eye, crafted this revolver in silence. So, for the most part, that is the story of this game. Kill the Crows. So you kind of have to use a little bit of common sense and deduction to piece together that our main character, Isabella, may or may not have been a gunslinger before all of this. She is now, but before, she could have just been a simple townsperson living in a regular town. Until one day, one fateful day, a group of crow mask wearing cultists sauntered into town and massacred everyone in the search of someone who could wield a special power, that being the, I guess, crow eye, you could call it. And you now have to kill the crows in a pursuit of vengeance. I like it. It adds that much more world building. It lets you kind of feel for the character. That, sure, you could just look at it like, I like shooting these things. Because that was me at first, right? Obviously, I didn't know the story. But the game itself is very fun. When you learn about the story, you kind of feel for the character. So, to my current knowledge, being that I've only made it to 500 so far, that is the story of Kill the Crows. I will now show you the exchange of dialogue between Isabella and the boss you meet every 100 kills. And then I will show you the run that I made it to 500 with. I do personally intend on trying to make it to 1,000. However, I understand how difficult that may prove to be, and it definitely will take me a while to get there. So don't be holding your breath for something like that. However, I do hope you enjoy this run that I did and made it to 500.